Leadership skills. 6 tips to become a better leader in your field. Leaders write history. Think back to some of humanity's greatest leaders, and you'll wonder what the world would look like without them. From Alexander the Great to Nelson Mandela, there's been no shortage of daring, bold leaders in our short history. While most of us don't need to worry about building an empire or changing the value system of our country, we can still learn about the greats who lived before us. Leadership in the workplace is essential. The lifeblood of every business, a good leader will make others feel worthy, respected, and capable in their careers. If you're committed to becoming a better leader, we've rounded up some tips to get you started. Why is leadership important? A ship without a captain will never reach its destination. If your ambition for your company is to become as successful as possible, then you'll need to develop your leadership skills along the way. Leadership is the lifeblood of any mission. Think of where Apple would be without Steve Jobs, or where civil rights would be without Martin Luther King Jr. Granted, these were both very different types of leaders, but they both had one thing in common. They pushed the boundaries and challenged narratives. Changing the game is what leadership is all about, and why it's so important to the fabric of human civilization. How can I become a better leader? If you're a naturally shy and timid person, then don't worry. You can still learn and implement effective leadership skills. You'll just learn them in your own style. There's a lot more to leadership than shouting and hollering. In fact, some of our greatest leaders have been introverted figures. Look at Bill Gates, for example. Becoming a figurehead takes time, patience, and resilience. But it's definitely worth it. There isn't a person alive who wouldn't benefit from increased leadership skills, and the path it'll take you on is certainly rewarding. Tip number 1. Recognize the strength of others. No great company was built alone. No matter how impressive your achievements are, your company cannot sustain itself without the hard work of other people. Think of yourself as a beacon of positive energy in the workplace. Compliment when necessary, and the confidence of your team will skyrocket. No matter how old someone is, an honest and genuine compliment will make their day. There is an abundance of talented, driven people out there, so be sure to extract every last drop of it from your team. Teamwork makes the dream work. As the saying goes, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. So don't be afraid to lather on the praise when you see fit. Tip number 2. Aim for transparent communication. A great leader isn't someone who never fails. It's someone who never learns from his mistakes. If your team isn't critiquing your ideas or offering suggestions to your game plan, then it's time you committed to improving your communication. This will help your team feel more confident, secure, and connected to you. It will also help streamline your business, as there won't be any secrets or uncertainty about your ideas. A willingness to listen to criticism will also make you more respectable. People love leaders who are approachable and in touch with their workers, so be sure to encourage others to make their voices known. Tip number 3. Become accountable for your own actions. Real leaders don't blame others for their shortcomings. Instead, they stay humble and admit failure when they see it. Constantly blaming others is a sign of a weak, insecure leader. If you really value personal growth, become accountable for your mistakes. You won't regret it. Tip number 4. Find a mentor. We all started somewhere. If you're curious about leadership and want to learn more about it, consider finding someone you admire and shadow them. You'll get an invaluable lesson in business, strategy, and life. The great thing about mentors is that they act as a fast track to success, as you can learn mistakes they made and try to avoid them in your own life. Forget about fancy seminars and overpriced, fluffy online courses. If you want to learn from the best, be in the company of the best. Tip number 5. Achieve clarity. Good leaders know what they want to achieve. If your business or personal goals are vague, foggy, and unfocused, then your business will follow suit. People also need structure. If your ambition is to be a motivational, effective leader, then draw up a plan of what you want and how you're going to get there. Aim to simplify as much as possible. Speaking of which, tip number 6. Start small. Rome wasn't built in a day. In order to get your team on side, give them small, actionable goals they can work toward. By putting too much pressure on your staff, you'll risk alienating them and turning them off your business agendas and philosophies. Over time, this may seriously damage your reputation as a leader and a boss. Small tasks build confidence, encourage teamwork, and make you feel much more in control of yourself and your business. Final words. Nobody becomes a great leader overnight. Like anything, there is a learning curve which you'll have to accept on the path to mastery. Have faith in the process. Enjoy the journey, and you'll be a respected, charismatic leader in no time.